Okay, in this video, we're going to paint this one. So I will go through the whole step, how to set up the painting, how to draw, how to do first wash, and also how to finish off the highlights, the whole thing in 4 steps. So I will obviously go through live commentary of why I did it, how I did it. If you're a beginner or intermediate, I'm sure there's something you can pick up from this painting. I will see you in the video. Hello, welcome everyone. So I'm going to do another Bremen scene. I was recently in Bremen, so those are the first photos I've been picking up. In terms of setup, I've got a quarter sheet, a backing board. Let me just quickly stretch the sheet. This is a cheap masking tape from your local shop. I'm here in UK, so this one was picked up from in Screwfix. So nothing fancy. So I'll go through the drawing. The sheet, I could have straightened it a little bit, but I started it. Okay, so I make sure that there's a good contact, and then also I run my nail to make sure it's got a nice clean fit, especially in the corners. That's where the paints bleed. This is just my routine. Okay, I could do this. I just need to check if the sheet fits in. Okay, just checking the camera. And of course there is a piece of timber. If it's slightly bigger painting, I use a can of beans, but this one should be okay. So I'm just checking my light. I got a little bit of paint, old water. I'll just use a squeegee to freshen up the paint. Okay, so in terms of paint, that one is Payne's Gray. So that one is a cool color, a neutral tint. That one is cobalt blue, ultramarine blue, cerulean blue, lavender. This is Holbein lavender. This is tallow turquoise, turquoise light, sap green, buff titanium, Windsor red, cadmium light, Algerian, purple, raw umber, burnt sienna, burnt raw umber, yellow ochre, lemon yellow, Indian yellow. Okay, those are my colors, but I don't use, there's 21 colors, but I use, let's say, probably a dozen colors more often than I mainly. Okay, so obviously you can see the photo. I'll post a picture. I use a 6B pencil. So the photo is slightly skewed, but I'm going to just correct it. So that's the main focal point, is the church. So let's just get okay, it needs to be slightly centered. Okay, I'm happy with that. And it doesn't have to be fancy, it's just enough. So that's where my horizon is. There's a building. And also my kids are in football, so I got an hour window. So I'm going to try to finish this painting in an hour before the kids have to go pick them up. Once they're here, it's never the same. Alright, so a couple of perspective lines for the train track. Again, when you look at the drawings, all are very, very economical or very minimum lines, so there's no, I'm sure you don't need lots of drawing skills to pick up what I'm trying to do. Okay. obviously that's the eye line, so I'm gonna put in some people. There's a bin. And there's a car. I'm gonna put in a cycle just because. Okay, and the building in the center. Alright, so we need to pay attention for the perspective, making sure the building looks correct. And there's also a tower. Okay, and there's a couple of lights. I will come in, address that. So let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, if there is one less, it's not the end of the world. Okay, so and there's a couple of light poles, signboard. I'm gonna tweak it as we go, but for in terms of definition, that's all I need at the moment. It has enough details. There's a guy in the cycle, and I can put in another person right on the edge as well. Okay, plenty of people, sunlight, blue skies. Let's do it. So I'm going to clean the surface so that you can see what colors I'm picking up. Okay? If there is gray, I could just clean it on the paper. When I say clean it on the paper, this is what I mean. So I'm just picking up a medium-sized mop. So instead of cleaning it on the tissue, I'm just using on the paper. So for the blue sky, I'm going to go to cerulean blue. Just a couple of sponge. Cerulean blue. Or cobalt blue. That's fine. I generally don't use ultramarine because it's too dark. I like a light. Yeah, I can mix in a little bit of cobalt. A nice blue sky. So no wasting time. That's it. So I'll just pay attention when it comes to the boundary. So it's just clean blue sky. And don't worry about if it goes over the subjects. You can clean them when you go for a second wash. All my paintings are 4 layers. So the first layer is the drawing, or the first step is my drawing. Second step is my first wash, big bold washes. Okay, so a little water. I hope you are just following me. grab a brush, grab a prints paper. Oh, I didn't mention this sheet is half a sheet, or sorry, quarter sheet. So this is a standard quarter sheet paper. Okay. So all the buildings are Algerian red. I'm going to pick up a little bit of Algerian, and then also there is a little bit of raw umber. So a little reddish. I'm going to just check the color. That color looks all right. So I'm going to come in. That one is a different color, so I'm going to just come in. Okay, I'm not being particularly bothered about super precise at this stage. I just want big bold colors in the right places. And so is the buildings on the side as well. I forgot to add a little bit of blue here. Okay, so till there, I'll add a little blue because I want to add the railings over there. And I'm coming back. It's important that the water flows that way. It's all clean and tidy. I will leave that white so that I can come back and then add a poster. Okay. Okay, at this stage I will switch to a slightly smaller brush so that I can leave the whites where the people are. Just around the people. Okay. While keeping that wet going on. Just trying to lift this hair, doesn't want to. Come on, thank you. Okay, around the people. Always have a piece of tissue. This is your brush or a eraser equivalent. If you're on a wet brush, you want to have a piece of tissue. If you make a mistake, suck it out. Okay, nothing complicated, just be confident and continue. Okay, I'm going to switch back to bigger brush. Same color, but I'll add a little bit of cooler tones. That one is a little too blue. I'm going to add a little more tone and connecting all those dots. So I'm going to leave that person. The cycle person. Okay. So far, I hope this was straightforward. Give it a try. So there's a little bit of white of the people and the bigger section. That's stage 2 is complete. Okay, so no time to waste. I'm gonna use a medium-sized brush, in this case a mop or a small brush. I'm going to use a little bit of lavender for the windows. Let that dry and we can come back and then add a little more blue windows. So at that stage, that's just lavender. I'm gonna go to turquoise, light. So that one is a nice color. So a little more care at that stage. This is step 3, so we are just doing, and I'm going to mix a little more green, all the nice green patina. And so is the buildings over here. So okay, that one is a bit too green for me. So while it's still wet, I'm going to just add. Okay. All right, let's focus on getting this area done. So I'm going to use raw umber. Again, I'm using very few colors in the whole painting. That one has too much water here, if you notice that. I'm just going to soak that water before it starts puddling in. Okay, I'm going to check the color. That one is a little too light. That's all right. So I'm going to come in. It's too much water. And add another dark layer on the top. Okay, again, have a tissue. Make sure if you want to erase or do something, you can do. And I'm going to add a little bit of Payne's gray, make it a little more dark, and then I'm going to come in and then check. It needs a little more gray. I'm going to come and check. That one is okay. There is a window there. I'm going to leave a small gap. So that's the shadow layer. And I continue. So just following. Just around the people. Okay, we're going to just stop it over there and then later we can continue. and the same thing over this building. So let's start somewhere around here. Okay, and not to forget, outside of the building. Again, doesn't have to be super precise, but I will let that dry and then I will come back on that one. Let's complete those two buildings. So Ram gray. There is another structure here we didn't add. Okay, the big shadows are almost over. Now we start adding some details and highlights and finish that off. Okay, so I'm going to get to this stage right here. So the windows, oh, I should switch to a slightly smaller brush. Now let's add some shadows. Little dry brush strokes. Well, obviously there's some tree here, but I will a little more gray. Okay. I don't know what the details are, but it's just as a representative. There's a dustbin here, something dark. Okay, stage I'm gonna add a couple of scratches, some reflection. Okay, that side is fine. This one is almost dry. I'm gonna add some shadows, less water so that I can control. Happy. I'm gonna add some shadows, some windows, whatnot. Just some references, just to highlight the a little bit of dry brush. Okay, and now let's tackle the tower. Not a bad number. Almost dry brush. Okay, so a little more dark. A little gargoyle. I'm just replicating the pattern on the side. Before I forget, I want to just add a shadow on the side. And continue adding shadows. Again, as I said, it doesn't have to be the exact. So okay, a couple of okay. Let's get to this shadow. Okay, if I'm not talking, it's just because I'm just trying to focus at the moment. So I'm just shadow on the roof as well. This. Okay, so we'll add a little bit of whatever there's movie or something's going on. Doesn't have to. Just a little bit of colors, slightly offsets that. Okay, there's some poster going on. Let's add some details to this section. Some dry brush strokes. That's enough. And some details. Okay, before I add the people, I want to just add the shadow on the floor. I'm just picking up all the colors what we have. A little more burnt umber, a little more gray. I'm gonna check that the color is all right. So I'm gonna do that. And a little over there. Okay. Okay, that strip of light is important. Okay, that is my shadow, and I'm going to come in with the tram. Okay, a couple of lights. That gives you the perspective. Okay, tram lines or whatever. So I think at this stage I'm going to dry a little bit. This is my third stage. I'm going to add details and then finish this painting in next 5 minutes. Okay, so now adding the details. So we're going to add the details to for the car. There's a people, there's overhanging wires, and there's a tree here. So let's see how we're going to go. So I'm going to switch to smaller brush. Let's finish some of the people. All right. So I'm just picking up some light color, whatever was there on the board. Before that, picking up buff titanium. So faces. Okay. So a little bit of color for the cycle. Okay. And okay. Just doing one at a time. Add there. And the tire. So you don't need details. Okay, and I will add a couple of shadows for the tire. Okay, while this brush has some black, so I'm going to add maybe a gentleman and a lady with a coat. Maybe a red tie and a purple dress for the lady. Always have a little bit of tissue in your hand so that okay, and a little bit of hair. Okay, let's keep moving. Good. Some colors. I'm just going to finish all the people first, and we'll come back to. So the head is missing. I'm going to just pick the color. Okay, a little bit more here. Maybe a little bit of tie or whatever. And there's another person right in the front. Okay, so I think the people are kind of done. Let me finish the car. Car is in this. Not to forget the important, the light. This one is too much red. I'm gonna pick up some red. That lady feels there's too much going on with that one. Yeah, that one is alright. I'm gonna just pick a light red. Some scratch marks, and also there's a person here as well. Okay, now what's missing? So a couple of shadows, first of all, for the people who are walking here. So there's a shadow here. There's a couple of shadows. And people is done. Let's add the tree. So I'm just picking up a small mop, a little bit of sap green, maybe burnt sienna, just to make it a little bit of olive green. I don't like really fresh green. Less water, punish it a little bit. A little more white. So you get random. Okay. Some shadows. Okay, that tree is in the background. That kind of works. I will add a couple of frames to that structure. Okay, I think I'm gonna finish it by adding the cables. Okay, so So there is one here. So okay, and there I'm going to add one here. So over lavender. And there's another here. At this stage, you pick up a rigger, something like that. Black, gray paint. Okay. Plenty of, and just connect that one to that one, and boom, that's one. And all the way connect that one, and then goes. And then you want something which comes all the way from the back. So let's see, let's connect it somewhere here. That's one, that's two. Just connect it there. And there's also the pivot joint, and goes. Okay. That should do. And we're going to add a couple more reference lines. A little demarcation. Shadows. And you finish off with a signature. So I'll probably put here because it's still okay. Let me dry and reveal the painting. Did I miss anything? I forgot to add some white highlights. So I'm just taking titanium white, a little bit of brush, dip it directly from the tube, add a couple of bulbs, same here, there, and some shadows, some reflection. Even though they're in the shadow, it looks like they're catching some light. So, on the top of the head, a little bit of the car. This last step is important. A couple of places it's catching some light. Maybe some here. Yep, and obviously the top of the person. Also, you could add as a little red light, couple of reflectors, just like that. Enough said. I think this one took a little longer than expected. That's the nature of the subject. Let's review the painting. A little ASMR of the painting. I hope you enjoyed it. Till next time, keep painting. Good luck and best of luck. See you. Bye.